K. Ram Mohan Naidu.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to speak in 0 hour. Sir, the central government is pursuing adverse banking reform policies by privatizing public sector banks. The public sector banks are earning good operating profits. So instead of strengthening them, the central government is starving them by not providing required capital, human resources, and also proceeding with disinvestment and privatization. Sir, let me remind the central government that privatizing public sector banks is unjustified and a regressive idea. Sir, the PSBs helped in building the country by supporting infrastructure development, industry advancement, social security, financial empowerment, agricultural growth, and many more also. And if you see the private banks, the priority is always the corporates, whereas for the public sector banks, the priority has always been the common man. And we have seen it recently also, they have proved it, that when it comes to the point of demonetization, the PSBs led the way in trying to deal with the financial crisis at that point. And even the most important scheme the central government talks about, which is the Jan Dhan Yojana, that also has been led by the private sector banks. And in times like these, the government has to strengthen the public sector bank network, and instead going after privatization is not a good idea. And I would like to say that the government is denying its social responsibility by trying to privatize the PSBs. The stakeholders, trade unions, banking industry, everyone has opposed this idea, but the central government, sir, 1 minute and I'll close. The central government is trying to be adamant on this, but what needs to be done instead is that India's credit to GDP ratio is less than 60%, yet the country's banking system has the highest gross NPAs, the non-performing assets. It is pertinent to note that taking stringent measures to recover these huge corporate stressed assets would be beneficial for the country instead of privatization of the PSBs. So I would request the central government to look instead in infusing capital, human resource, and also statutory framework to recover NPAs would be better than rather privatization of public sector banks. Thank you very much.